Retold Tale is a pretty special shotgun, and I'm actually leaning towards using it as my main shotgun in that slot. As a whole, the class has had massive changes, so today I want to talk about what to look for on them. And this review isn't going to be like a regular review from me, and I don't usually review shotguns. I have my reasons for that. I've always had a philosophy with them. I plan to go over that. It's pretty simple to me. As a whole, wide sweeping changes over the past couple years from things like archetype-specific deterministic spread, like aggressives. Then we have the precision's fixed oval, lightweight diamond, rapid fire square. Then a couple other unique hip fires that we've seen, such as conditional, wastelander. We have the changes to shotguns and AE, then making it to where they don't really favor crits. That way you hit more of the body. All of this is an effort to make shotguns a steady foundation of less randomness, and they've done a good job. As a whole, though, it depends on who you talk to. Everyone seems to have a favorite shotgun. Retolds avoid precision frame. You're mostly going to get it from the coil. If you're playing the coil, it's a Dreaming City weapon. There's a chance to get a lot of them. This is the frame with that vertical oval spread. And as far as a spread, you want to land as many pellets as you can. That's why Matador, Fractalist, and other precision frames have seen a lot of play, because on paper, visually, just looking at it, these start out with some of the best spread to hit the hitbox to land all your pellets. What helps it, this thing has a pretty good origin trait, advanced reflexes. Upon taking damage from a target, quickly ADS, you get plus 30 mobility, plus 30 handling for 7.5 seconds. So whatever kit you're on, that plus 30 mobility in tight spaces is nice. The plus 30 handling basically doubles its base handling. It's a good origin trait for it. Something you don't really have to think about, it just happens. So what are we looking for? To me at least, snipers and shotguns are some of the true player-specific options that's for the player, to the player, because with the sniper, it's all about feel. That's an unlisted stat. It's going to vary from player to player. Plays a huge part in it, because all the little things collectively make up the feel. The zoom, the aim assist stat, the visual of the scope. That combines to make it feel great, or not so much. Then you add in your perks on top. Tried and true, snapshot, opening shot. Surplus, you get it. With shotguns, I think it's pretty simple. And when it comes to PvE, there are very specific things that you're looking for as far as combinations or certain perks. But in the Crucible, there's two important stats. Above all, it's range and handling. And your favorite shotguns, the ones that you're using, have one or both of these. Most shotguns that aren't a slug can hit fairly consistent 4 to 5 meters. Some hit up to 6. Those are the ones with the high range, usually with an opening shot or just on the stat itself. But what to consider my philosophy on shotguns, they've been changed so much, they are fairly consistent in that 4 to 5 range. You've been using your favorite ones, or maybe you're in between a couple, or maybe you're interested in Retold Tale here today. As far as the range on things, it does matter, but the truth, when you get high range, at a certain point there's a cap, right? There always has been. And giving the range on that shotgun is giving you the chance at the cap. Take Found Verdict. A ton swear by it. Like, as a matter of fact, I don't think I've ever seen Fallout use another shotgun. He has a great roll. And if you have a god roll on something like that and it works, go right ahead. Mine sucks. I hate mine. It's horrible. Yeah, it's high range, but no supporting perks for the Crucible. Awkwardly, I have a Mindbenders that walks circles around it. But with shotguns, it's still got a good amount of RNG. And when I say that, you're moving, they're moving. When and where the magnetism goes from the pellets, if you jump, if they jump, if your centering's off, if a pellet misses, and so on and so on. So there's still randomness. In the end, as far as a rangy kill, you never depend on that, because the reality is it's either going to land or it's not. It's plain and simple, 50-50. And with these things having a cap, a little bit above that 6 meter range, if you land it, cool. If not, that's fine too. Range does matter. You do want to get it high, but I don't believe that's the be-all, end-all, because all the RNG that goes in the shot, and as I stated, the ones that you're using have one or both of those, range or handling. When we break down Retold Tale, like, it has good stats. It's fine. The base range is fine, handling. With the perks in the third column, we have Quick Draw, Slide Shot, Lead from Gold, Repulsor Brace, Loose Change, Well-Rounded. Final column, Snapshot, 1-2 Punch, Killing Wind, Barrel Constructor, Deconstruct, Destabilizing Rounds. A quick breakdown of each perk in the column. Quick Draw, Godly. And this is what I lean to a lot for my shotguns. Some of my favorite shotguns are actually the lightweights because of this, but the lightweights, that could be another video. Like, they have to hit a certain threshold. I believe it's 85 on the range for them to feel fairly consistent. But the lightweights, they have high inherent handling. And with something like Reese Walker, Surplus Iron Reach, it's hitting a lot of those thresholds. Same thing with Wastelander, right? Wastelander works because it's slide opening. But what I value the most is the speed. It's the handling. That's why, like, something like Conditional has 30 range. It's not good, but it's got its weird little cone, and it's got 95 handling on that 55 RPM. And if you've used Conditional Finality, it lands some of the deepest shots you've ever seen, or it blanks. It's a wild card, man. Sometimes you think you land a good shot, all the pellets hit, so it freezes, or it ignites. It's very inconsistently consistent. That's the best way to describe that thing. But what makes that thing go round is that 95 handling. So when I saw Retold Tale, the main one that I'm using, I have Full Choke, Tac Mag, Quick Draw, Snapshot. Range match to work. I can even go Rifled Barrel. That's okay because I have Quick Draw Snapshot. So I could have 85 range or the Full Choke 75 range. As an example, there's some other roles I want to talk about, like this one right here. And at the end, I ended up doing the masterwork on it. But it's slide shot barrel constrictor. Now, slide shot, goated on a shotgun. Shotguns shoot all their pellets at once. They fire a spread. So that means that spread's getting all the advantages of slide shot. Yeah, you get the easy reload when you slide, but it temporarily boosts range and stability. It's given that plus 20 range. So this one, no matter if it's corkscrew or small bore, it's 100 range on that shot. Then we go into barrel constrictor. Final blows of this weapon reduce the projectile spread for the next shot for a short duration. I'll talk about that more in a little bit. But the main thing, I have this 39 handling. The first game I played with it, I masterworked it up. Get a couple shots in, it does not make the switch. And to me, this is the most important thing about a shotgun. That's why conditional is just everywhere. Because again, if you ask me range or handling, I would go handling first, but you do want both. Like this one has both, the quick draw snapshot. But because I don't have quick draw, I don't have that handling, I can't make the switch. My other one does this, no problem. It makes it a jack of all trades. The role of snapshot quick draw with advanced reflexes, I think is near perfect for what you want out of a shotgun. You want to get the range high, still good in that 5-meter range, but it allows me, especially paired with something like a quick draw rose, to go back and forth. And that's something that's always been great in Destiny. And Retold Tale does it phenomenally. When I'm not playing with this Retold Tale and I need to do my switches and they can't do it, I always come back to this. And again, that's why I like the lightweight so much, because they can do this very, very well. Because quick draw, it allows me to not go with dexterity. It allows me just to play. So I really like these two perks, slide shot, quick draw. I do prefer quick draw. 100 ready stow speed handling, got an animation multiplier. And why it works and why this combo works so well, the quick draw buff gets removed once you start aiming down sights. Well, snapshot, you have the ADS animation scaler. It flows well. So PvP, those are great. Lead from gold, no. Well-rounded, possibly if you're on strand. Loose change, no. Repulsor brace, I'll talk about it in a second. That fourth column, snap's great. Killing wind is great. 50 mobility, 40 handling, 20 range. 1-2 punch, talk about that in a second. Barrel constrictor's always been fairly odd to me. Like, it feels strong, but it doesn't feel tangible, if that makes sense. Because it misses just like any other shotgun does. Like, I don't know what they could do to the perk. Deconstruct, no. Then we have to stabilizing rounds. As far as PvP, there are numerous ways to get this thing to very high range with good handling. There's accurized, there's a range masterwork, there's a handling masterwork, there's assault mag for the speed of the shot, there's barrel shroud for handling, so many different things. But what's nice about this one is if you miss on the barrel mag masterwork, you can make up easily with the perks. Quick draw, slides to the plus 20 range. Killing wind is plus 20 range. Well-rounded could be plus 10, plus 20 range. It can be made up. And the more I play with the quick draw snapshot one, I said at the very beginning, I'm leaning towards maining it in this column because the only thing that matters with these things is if you're confident in them. And I am very confident in this one because of what it can do and what it does. I'm not confident in the Matador that I have. It's a nice one, perpetual motion opening shot. Doesn't have exactly what it needs. I'm not confident in a lot of them. Most of the other ones do kind of one thing special, and I feel that this one is kind of a full package. And it could get better. I could have Accurizer Assault, get it up to 85 range. If I go with my rifled barrel, 95 range. So 95, quick draw snapshot, I think that's one of the best pound for pound shotguns in the game for the Crucible. So that's what I would look for. But that isn't to say something like slide shot barrel constrictor like the one that I have isn't great, because it is. I just don't think it's as well-rounded as something like that. I also have repulsor brace to stabilizing rounds. So Falcon Hunter, this could also be used in PvE, but mostly for PvE, the big one that jumps out is 1-2 punch. That's universal. You can use it on any sub, but for me, most of you probably have a good 1-2 punch shotgun. Maybe the simple fact that it's void, that might be why you want it. But you would pair that, honestly, with lead from gold. Lead from gold 1-2 punch for a all-around PvE shotgun. I have this on Adept Mindbenders, lead from gold 1-2, Adept big ones. I've used it a couple times. It does fine. It does exactly what I need it to do, and nothing more, nothing less. I'm not sure it's the best PvE shotgun, but it has utility if you're looking for it with something like that. But I think it's more centered to PvP, and there's a ton of different looks it can get. Like, I have a slide killing wind, a quick draw killing wind. This is 92 base range. There's nothing wrong with this. I just got this one towards the end of the review, and I'd actually put it up there with the snapshot quick draw one, because with this one, I got 92 range. I have quick draw, which is important. After a kill, no matter what, I'm at 100 range. But the deal with killing wind, let's remember, it's one of only 2 perks in the game that can go past fall off distance, 5% further. So it has a better shot of hitting those 6+ meter kills. You're also getting the handling bump, the mobility bump. There's a lot to like about Retold Tale. And it's one of the easiest shotguns to get that we've had in a while that can do the things that it does. So I'm very impressed with it. I love quick draw snap, but after playing with it, I think I might like this quick draw killing wind one a little bit more. Time's gonna tell. But these are the things to look for. It's that dance between range and handling. If you get them both, that's exactly what you want. But I personally, if I had to choose, lean towards handling to do the things that I need to do. Because those deep shots are going to land or they're not. It's not guaranteed, but I can guarantee that handling with something like quick draw. Something to think about. If you're a shotgun player, I do urge you to get rolls for this thing. It's a good one. If you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button. And if you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support. Let's talk about Retold Tale down below. What are the shotguns that you usually use? And how does this Retold Tale kind of live up to it? Let's talk about it. Thank you for watching. And until the next one, I am CoolGuy.